For a long time, I have been an avid movie collector. I started collecting them when I was a teenager, mainly as a way to catch up on classic movies that I never got a chance to see growing up. Now, I think I have a problem. I mean, seriously, what is wrong with me? I'm buying crap I don't even like. Who the hell actually goes out of their way to buy a copy of Holmes and Watson? I do. And I have many reasons as to why I do. Yes, I still buy physical movies because I don't believe in digital over physical. But I have another reason besides that. And it's because of a little collectible item called Steelbooks. These little hunks of aluminum cost $30 to $40 each, and they do absolutely nothing except take up shelf space. But hey, look at that artwork. Ooh, so fancy. Okay. I'll address the elephant in the room right now. Most Steelbooks look ugly as shit. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It screams love and devotion to the fans by paying homage to the original game cover, while on the back having some original artwork being straight from the film. It's simply beautiful. This is Sonic 1. It's awful and terrible and I hate it. Look at his dumb face, and on the back you get Jim Carrey's stupid dumb face. I hate this steelbook. Please get rid of it. I honestly can't even look at this Across the Spider-Verse cover without noticing the PS4 Spider-Man they just stole from the game cover. Oh, look at that. No Way Home did the exact same thing. This one had a really cool slipcover, but it broke in the mail, so I don't have it anymore. Gotta love minimalism. I mean, there's nothing better than just showing nothing at all except a single image on the cover. That's great. Face. I actually bought this Matrix one back in college, and I didn't realize until I got a little older that it looks really dumb. You know what's worse than having a steelbook that protrudes outwards? Having one that's all floppy and sounds like it's gonna break at any moment. You know this one is wicked because it has Andre the Grande and Alphabet Soup on the cover. Hey, look at that! Disney put more effort into the steelbook than they did the actual show. Real cool. Okay, I've had my fun, but I think you get my point now. Steelbooks, they're kind of a mixed bag. Some of them look incredible and amazing, while others are just, why bother? It feels like an insult to the consumer who spends around $30 to $40 each on one of these steelbooks and they don't get something good out of it. So why do we keep spending money on them? Let me give you a real quick history lesson. You see, steelbooks didn't actually start with movies. They started with video games, specifically Killzone 2 back in 2004. It wasn't until the movie Hero came out starring Jet Li that they actually transitioned to movies, and then in 2007 for the first Blu-ray release with Pan's Labyrinth. Essentially, these were just promotional items for die-hard consumers who wanted to show something off to their friends when they came over for a movie, so they can go, ooh la-dee-da, look at my little fancy piece of metal that I spent extra on. Today, at least, that still applies for video games as they appear in collector's editions, but at least for those, you get some kind of artwork or toy, and maybe a soundtrack if you're lucky. But most cases, you get jack shit. Alright, you're probably looking at me and you're thinking, why would I spend extra money on a piece of metal that's more worthless than the actual plastic it came in? Well, the resale value. That's why. Yeah, crazy nutcases like myself spend out the ass on these things. These are limited edition metal prints of movies that are never going to be printed again, and we spend upwards of hundreds of dollars just to have this fancy little piece of aluminum sit on our shelves. It's insane! And we still buy them! You remember that No Way Home steelbook I showed you earlier? Yeah, that thing was valued at $40 when I first bought it. 1 week later, it skyrocketed to $250. Over $200 more than what I paid for it. That is amazing. At least it was until Sony re-released the steelbook and shot the price down to lower than what I paid for. Thanks, Sony. You may not want to believe it, but consumers will buy these things because they're limited edition. They're collectible. They can resell them for more if the prints become even more limited over time. And that's honestly why a lot of us buy steelbooks to begin with. I mean, seriously, are you gonna spend $80 on a steelbook of Monster Monsume just because it has some titties on the cover? I mean, fuck yeah you would, but seriously, you're gonna buy it for the resale value alone. Who wouldn't want a steelbook of porn? But much like I said with No Way Home, the market isn't always in your favor. Sometimes they'll decrease in value because they're either reprinted so many times or the movie's just not in high demand, which kind of hurts later on. But still, even if you're buying these steelbooks for the resale value and they don't go up in price, don't be upset about that. Because at the end of the day, you still have the movie, and that's a good thing. Hell, a lot of the Steelbooks I own, I only bought them just for the movie. I didn't care about the artwork. I just wanted the movie because I didn't have it. One personal example is Black Panther. I was not a fan of Black Panther when it first came out, but then I saw that Steelbook and I said, fuck yeah, I want Black Panther. Which brings me to the second reason people buy Steelbooks. The art. Because, let's face it, this is some really good art just for a hunk of metal. Take this copy of Lupin the Third the First, for example. I bought it because I thought the Steelbook looked way better than the original cover. And I was 100% right. Look at this comparison. Actually, this brings me into a side discussion about Steelbooks. Did you know there's actually 2 different companies that make Steelbooks? First is obviously the Steelbook company. I mean, that goes without saying. But the second one is a company called Mondo, which, in my opinion, makes some of the best looking designs for Steelbooks I have ever seen. Don't believe me? Compare the covers for Doctor Strange from Mondo and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness from the Steelbook company. One looks like a comic book movie, the other one looks like they just mass-produced this thing and didn't give a shit. Mondo was also behind this Guardians of the Galaxy cover, which I love and I think it's amazing. Okay, I'm sort of gushing now about my favorite designs, which is kind of getting off topic, so I'm just going to try and wrap this up as quickly as I can. In summary, we buy these Steelbooks not just because they're the newest version of a movie we love. It's because they can either be resold for more than what they're worth, or because we just like looking at the artwork. We like the cool pictures that we see when we pull a movie off a shelf. Yes, a lot of the time Steelbooks have no effort put into them. And you know what? We learn to accept that because we love these movies so much that we're willing to put up with a bad cover. At the end of the day, it's all marketing. Covers are designed to capture a viewer's attention and make them want to watch the movie. So if you saw a Steelbook with a cool art you liked and you happened to buy it, well then you did what they wanted you to do. You bought the movie and now you own it forever. I personally just keep buying them because, like I said, I love the artwork on them. Some people on YouTube and other film discussions will say to not buy them anymore purely because they're not good. Well, I say this to them. Keep digging. You'll eventually find something that's worth your money and your time. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some random idiot on the internet who happens to buy pieces of metal as physical media.